Libya, March 2020. A Turkish-made drone hunted down and killed a retreating soldier. Without order.
If an AI weapon makes a fatal mistake, who's accountable?
The programmer, the commander, the machine itself. We're about to find out.
This is the future of warfare. And it's arriving faster than you think.
Most people think autonomous weapons are science fiction. But if you've watched the news in the past 5 years, you've already seen them in action.
In Ukraine, both sides use AI-powered drones that can identify and track targets autonomously. Human operators just approved the final shot.
These are called semi-autonomous systems. The AI does the hunting. Humans pull the trigger. But that line is about to disappear.
Conditions. In August 2023, the Pentagon announced Replicator, an ambitious initiative with a bold deadline.
The reason? China. With the world's largest navy and massive military expansion, the U.S. believes the technology is already operational. Task Force 59 runs fully autonomous naval drones in the Persian Gulf.
In October 2023, a U.S. Navy unmanned boat successfully attacked a target using live rockets.
The Air Force is testing collaborative combat aircraft, AI-powered drones designed to fly alongside manned jets and engage targets independently.
The Army is developing autonomous ground vehicles, tanks that drive themselves, robots that clear buildings, machines that hunt enemy positions.
We're not talking about dozens of systems. The Pentagon wants thousands, maybe tens of thousands, deployed across every domain of warfare.
So how does an AI weapon actually decide who to kill? The answer reveals both the power and the danger of this technology.
These systems use machine learning. You feed them millions of images, tanks, soldiers, weapons.
In seconds, an AI can scan a battlefield and identify every vehicle, every person, every potential threat.
It doesn't just identify targets. It assesses threats, predicts enemy movements, and recommends which targets to engage first.
Right now, most systems operate with a human in the loop. The AI suggests, the human decides, the weapon fires.
But we're transitioning to human on the loop. The AI decides and acts. Humans can intervene, but only if they catch it in time.
That intervention window, it's shrinking. Some hypersonic weapons give you 2 minutes from detection to impact. Maybe less.
At machine speed, AI can analyze threat evidence. Humans need seconds.
These systems connect through networks like joint all-domain command and control. Every sensor, every weapon, every AI sharing data instantly.
Proponents argue AI can be more precise than humans, more accurate targeting, less collateral damage, fewer civilian casualties.
The Department of Defense updated its AI policy in 2023. It requires AI weapons to be responsible, traceable.
Theory sounds good, but when algorithms make life or death decisions, the margin for error becomes a moral catastrophe.
Every AI system has biases because they're trained on data created by humans, and humans have biases.
Studies show commercial AI misidentifies women and people of color at much higher rates. Now imagine that AI on a weapon.
A UN report found that military AI will likely contain algorithmic biases on age.
Women of color might be misidentified at higher rates. Young men might be incorrectly tagged as combatants. Disabilities could trigger threat algorithms.
The problem starts with training data. If an AI learns from historical conflicts where men were combatants, it might assume all military-age males are threats.
AI struggles with context. Is that a weapon or a tool, a threat gesture or a wave? Humans can tell the difference. Algorithms often can't.
There's also automation bias. Humans tend to trust computer recommendations too much, even when they're wrong.
When an autonomous weapon kills the wrong person, who's responsible? The answer is, nobody knows.
There are no international laws specifically governing autonomous weapons. No treaties. No clear accountability frameworks.
Is it the programmer's fault if code they wrote years ago makes a fatal error in conditions they never tested?
Autonomous deployment sequence initiated. All units, execute mission parameters.
Is it the commander's fault?
Can we hold a machine accountable? Machines don't understand morality. They don't feel guilt. They can't be punished.
International humanitarian law requires distinction, combatants versus civilians. Can an AI reliably make that distinction? Experts are skeptical.
IHL also requires proportionality. The military advantage must outweigh civilian harm.
Perhaps the scariest question. If AI makes war less costly in human terms, does that make leaders more likely to start wars?
When your soldiers aren't at risk, when you can fight wars with machines, what stops you from choosing conflict over diplomacy?
The world is watching, and the debate over autonomous weapons has become one of the most contentious issues in international security.
In December 2024, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution on lethal autonomous weapons.
Only 3 countries opposed it: Russia, North Korea, and Belarus. The resolution calls for continued talks on regulating autonomous weapons.
ORDK, over 60 capacity, 105 NGOs are calling complete.
The United States opposes a ban. Instead, it promotes responsible AI through voluntary principles and ethical guidelines.
In February 2023, the U.S. launched a political declaration on responsible military AI.
But it's voluntary, non-binding, no enforcement mechanism. Critics call it meaningless without legal teeth.
China refuses to engage in detailed talks. At military AI conferences, Chinese officials remain notably silent on limitations or ethical frameworks.
Russia is blunt. In UN debates, Russian diplomats stated, for many, human control is the priority. For Russia, priorities are different.
This is an arms race. And in arms races, the first to deploy often wins. No major power wants to be second.
Henry Kissinger wrote before his death, "Never has one great power, fearing a competitor might apply a new technology, foregone developing it themselves."
Once developed, these weapons will proliferate. They'll reach the black market. Terrorist groups, dictators, warlords.
Unlike nuclear weapons, autonomous weapons don't require rare materials. They're cheap to make, easy to scale.
Even if we accept autonomous weapons as inevitable, there's a massive problem. The technology isn't ready.
You can't fully test these systems before deployment. Every battlefield is unique. Every situation unpredictable.
Defense tech companies admit the software isn't mature. One VP called rushing it into deployment dangerous, but the Pentagon wants it now. The Replicator program has been criticized by Congress and industry experts as underfunded, vaguely defined, and unrealistic.
The 18 to 24-month timeline to deploy thousands of systems? Experts say it's impossible without cutting corners on testing and safety.
AI decisions are often unexplainable. Even the programmers can't always tell you why an AI chose a particular action.
Imagine a commander asking why the AI targeted a building, and the answer is, we don't know. The algorithm decided.
AI systems are vulnerable to adversarial attacks. Small changes to input data can fool the AI into making catastrophic mistakes. What if an enemy hacks your autonomous weapons, turns them against your own forces, or civilians?
These systems need communications, GPS, satellite links. In contested environments, those networks might be jammed or destroyed.
If autonomous weapons become the norm, the nature of warfare itself will fundamentally change, and not in ways we might like.
Wars will happen at machine speed. Conflicts that once took months could be decided in hours or minutes. Human soldiers might become obsolete, not because we don't need them, but because they're too slow to matter.
Or perhaps soldiers evolve. They become commanders of robot units.
AI could enable flash wars, automated escalation where AIs respond to AIs faster than humans can intervene.
A Rand Corporation war game found that autonomous systems led to inadvertent escalation. The speed made de-escalation impossible.
One AI misidentifies a threat. Another AI responds. A third AI escalates. Before humans realize what's happening, we're at war.
The
psychological impact on soldiers is unknown. How do you cope battles where you're only a spectator?
We already know war causes moral injury. What happens when soldiers can't even understand why the AI made certain decisions?
And for civilians, imagine being killed by a machine that doesn't know you exist, that can't be reasoned with, that follows only code.
Autonomous weapons fundamentally dehumanize warfare. People become data points.
So what do we do? The technology exists. The arms race is underway. Many experts advocate for meaningful human control. The idea that humans must always have effective authority over life or death decisions. But what counts as meaningful? Is pressing a button after the AI decides enough? Or do humans need to understand the decision?
Some propose red lines, ban weapons that target humans autonomously, prohibit systems with unpredictable behavior, require human approval for lethal force.
So what do we do? The technology exists. The arms race is underway.
But how do you verify compliance? You can't inspect every software update. You can't audit every training dataset.
Some suggest mandatory transparency, requiring AI systems to be explainable, auditable, and testable by independent parties. But militaries claim that revealing AI decision-making gives away tactical advantages. Transparency conflicts with operational security.
Another approach, graduated deployment. Start with low-risk missions. Expand only as safety and reliability are proven.
Mandate kill switches. Systems that can immediately disable autonomous weapons if they malfunction or are compromised.
Invest heavily in bias detection and mitigation. Test AI on diverse populations. Require independent audits for discriminatory patterns.
Establish ethical review boards. Every autonomous weapon system should be evaluated by philosophers, lawyers, and civil society, not just engineers.
Create clear accountability mechanisms.
If an autonomous weapon kills unlawfully, someone must be held responsible. Define who and under what circumstances.
None of this works without international cooperation. But right now, major powers refuse to limit their AI weapons development. Private companies building these weapons have power too. They can refuse certain projects, demand ethical guidelines, prioritize safety over speed.
In 2018, Google employees protested the company's work on military AI. Google, public pressure matters. If citizens demand accountability, politicians listen. If voters oppose autonomous weapons, policies can change.
But first, people need to understand what's happening.
This isn't science fiction. It's today's reality, and tomorrow's nightmare if we're not careful.
Every military revolution changes civilization. Gunpowder ended the age of castles. Nuclear weapons created the Cold War. What will AI weapons create?
This is ultimately about what kind of species we want to be. Do we delegate life or death decisions to algorithms?
Human judgment isn't perfect, but it includes empathy, context, moral reasoning, things algorithms don't have and maybe never will.
The danger is the slippery slope. Today, AI suggests targets. Tomorrow, AI selects targets.
Once deployed at scale, there's no going back. You can't uninvent the technology. You can't recall the weapons. Within a decade, autonomous weapons will be everywhere. Every military, every insurgent group with funding, every nation with a tech sector.
Imagine autonomous weapons in the hands of terrorists. Face recognition drones programmed to kill specific ethnic groups. It's not hypothetical.
Autonomous weapons make ethnic cleansing frighteningly efficient. And unlike human perpetrators, machines don't hesitate or question orders.
Dictators could use autonomous weapons to suppress dissent. AI-powered death squads that never sleep, never question, never refuse orders.
The window to regulate this technology is closing.
Intelligent. We need action now. From governments, militaries, companies, and citizens.
It's not hopeless. Humanity has regulated dangerous technologies before.
Biological weapons.
Blinding lasers.
International humanitarian law evolves. New weapons create new rules. Autonomous weapons can be governed, if we have the will. That autonomous kill in Libya was 5 years ago. Since then, the technology has advanced exponentially. The question is, what happens next?
You decide. Demand transparency. Support